What's up, Heat fans? This is the Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am Nic Rohloff. We have a fun show for you guys today about Damian Lillard, but more specifically about what Bill Simmons had to say about Dame getting traded to the 305 to the Miami Heat. And let's just get right into it. Bill Simmons is an absolute hater. Not actually. I do kind of respect what Bill Simmons is doing. I was telling my producer here, Jake Chipper, before the show started, that I do respect that he went from ESPN full journalism mode, and now he's basically just a fan of the Boston Celtics. But he suggested that the Minnesota Timberwolves should trade for Damian Lillard. Dame should want to be traded to Minnesota, and that Miami is not getting Mr. Dame time. This is what he had to say initially. He said, "You wonder if Dame is watching Minnesota going, you know what? Me for Karl Anthony Towns. Just switch us. We have Gobert. We have Anthony Edwards. It's kind of nice, me and Ant together. Maybe that's a better situation for me than anywhere else. F it, I'm adding Minnesota to the list." And then he had this back and forth on the Bill Simmons podcast with his co-host, Jacoby, formerly of Jalen and Jacoby. And he said this: "Miami's not going to add Dame. That trade's not happening." Jacoby responds, "Well, Dame's not getting traded to Minnesota either, Bill." Simmons then goes, "Our Karl Anthony Towns for Dame trade makes sense on paper for a lot of reasons for both teams as a basketball trade." I'm going to break down what Bill Simmons had to say in just a moment, but I want you to boo this man. He's just a hater on the Miami Heat. I understand why. The Miami Heat have kind of kicked the Boston Celtics' ass over the past 3 or 4 years, so I get the hate. But spam F Bill in the comment section. Get the Simmons hate rolling. I want to see hundreds and hundreds of comments. F Bill in the comment section. But don't panic, Heat fans. This isn't Bill Simmons putting on his journalism hat and saying that the Heat are actually not getting Damian Lillard. This is from his fan lens. I don't believe anything he's saying. I'm not taking it as a report from Woj or Shams or Chris Haynes. Nothing like that. He is just wishfully thinking that the Celtics don't have to face Giannis, the Bucks, and then Dame, Jimmy, Bam, and the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference over the next year. This is what then Bill Simmons followed up his statement by this: "I know what Portland's going to do. They're just going to go into the season with Dame. They're going to bank on the fact he wants to play basketball. And then they're going to know that a better trade will be available in December. They're not going to take that crappy Miami thing, The coping by Bill Simmons is actually sad. He is going out of his way to diss Miami's trade package with, first of all, we broke this down on the channel in the past a lot. Miami's trade package is actually fine. It's just that Portland Trailblazers GM Joe Cronin is being a little bit of a scumbag. But Bill Simmons just doesn't want to see this man right here, Damian Lillard, get added to this Heat roster because he knows someone who is capable of doing what Damian Lillard has done over the last 4 seasons, added to the team that have been in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 seasons, been in the NBA Finals 2 of the last 4 seasons. Getting someone of Dame's caliber will just be strictly unfair. I mean, when you're putting up 32 points a night on 46% shooting, 37% from 3 numbers, that's just unfair. And if you take away his 21-22 season, where he only played in 29 games because of injury, this dude plays at least 60 games a season usually, right? And he's putting up 28 a night, also dissing out 7.5 assists a game. Damian Lillard is the complete package. And then you take it a step further. What have I spammed to you guys pretty much over the past month or two? That if you got to play for the Miami Heat, you have to be able to perform when the lights are the brightest in the postseason because the Heat will always be playing when it matters the most. And Damian Lillard rises to the occasion. And I love this quote that I saw the other day in a movie, actually. And when the pressure gets to you the most, you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to the level of your training. And Damian Lillard's training is top-notch. He does exceptional things in the postseason, and adding him to this Heat roster would only lead to Heat championships, which we'll discuss here in a second on the show. But I want you guys to subscribe to the Heat Report. We are very, very close to 5,000 subscribers. We are going to have you covered on any and all Miami Heat rumors, including Damian Lillard, including Kelly Oubre, which we'll talk about in a show in the next couple of days. But we're 80 subs away from 5,000. Hit that sub button. Help us get there. And when we do get the 5K, I'm shotgunning a beer for you guys. But that's not where you should stop with your Miami Heat information. You should follow me on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff, because if you want to get informed on the latest Heat news and rumors first, follow me on Twitter because I'm going to tweet there and then hop on YouTube and make a video. So follow me at Nic_Rohloff. But let's look at Lillard's advanced shooting and how he is so effective as a basketball player more in depth. And when you see him shooting less than 10 feet, he's actually making it 60% of the time, which is an above average clip. But then when you look at his other jump shot stats and shooting statistics, it gets even better. When he's dribbling and getting to the mid-range on a pull-up, 50%. That's exceptional. And then you see his pull-up three, which is very high, getting on the move. Not just a stationary three-point shooter, but he can get to it in his off dribble. He can get it into a pull-up game. 37% from the pull-up three range. That's fantastic. And then catch and shoot three. Say I'm stupid. Bam or Jimmy passes out to Dame, he can catch and shoot at a high level as well. But let's get into a segment. Let's go deeper. We debuted this with Pascal Siakam, and we're going to continue to do it with our in-depth statistics on players throughout the NBA, and I'm going to make the joke every single time. Let's go deeper, something you do not want to hear. But when you talk about Damian Lillard, and when he is guarded at a very tight rate, 0 to 2 feet from his defender, doesn't shoot a lot of them, which is good. You don't want to take bad shots, right? But when he does, he shoots 42.9% with tight defense on him. That is exceptional. And then when you look at 2 to 4 feet, which is considered tight defense, he's still shooting above 50% from the field, and he takes 9 of those a game. So he's used to being defended tight, right? And it doesn't matter because when a defender's in his grill, don't matter. Dame Time's still getting a bucket on you, 50%. That's just unbelievable numbers. That it makes him one of the top 10 offensive players in our game today. But let's go even deeper. When you look at what he does from a three-point number, just 25 to 29 feet is the standard average three-point distance. He's shooting 38% on 465 attempts, which is fine. But he's known as taking deep shots. When he's 30 to 34 feet, he's taking extended three-point jumpers. Obviously, you're going to see a dip in percentages, but he takes a lot of them. 102 shots, he makes 33. That's good for 32%. And then when he's taking deep threes, 3 for 10 from 35 or 39 for 30%. And when he's shooting 40-plus foot jumpers, he's shooting 2 of 5, 40%. And that's actually good. And you might think these numbers are actually bad on screen, but I got a little man named Steph Curry, who is no doubt the best shooter in basketball history. Do you want to know what he does in these ranges? I'll rattle them off. At this rate right here, Steph Curry shoots 43.8%. That's unbelievable. Best shooter of all time. But when you get to 30, 34, he shoots 27%. So Dame's got the edge. You get to 35, 39. Oh, what did Curry do last year? 0%. And you're looking at 40 feet now. What did Mr. Curry do last year? 1 of 10, 10%. So if you take away the standard three-point range of 25, 29 feet, and you just look at the deep threes, Damian Lillard is statistically a higher effective shooter than Steph Curry. That is why Damian Lillard is so effective and can help this Heat team get to the next level. And I want to ask you, would the Heat win the NBA title with Damian Lillard in this upcoming season? He obviously has 4 years left on his contract, so there could be multiple. But I'm just talking 2023. Would the Heat win the title? Type W for win, type N for no. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind because when you add someone of the talent of Damian Lillard, what he brings to a team offensively, the statistics I just showed you, what he does assisting, scoring the ball, to Jimmy and Bam, that is unbelievable. And this is what a potential Heat roster with Dame could look like. And this is assuming you ship out Kyle Lowry, Jaime Jaquez Jr. Even this one includes Nikola Jovic at worst case scenario. You're going to have Dame, J. Rich, Martin, Bam, Jimmy. Then you got Duncan, Thomas Bryant, Haywood Highsmith, Kevin Love, and Orlando Robinson on the bench. That's before they fill out the rest of the roster with vet min guys. This roster is unbelievable. It has it all. It has the defense between Jimmy, Bam, J. Rich, and Caleb. It has the offense for Dame, Jimmy, and Bam. I think it would be the best offensive trio in basketball because you have Dame handling the rock with the Bam pick and rolls into Jimmy playing off ball, which I have been on record saying he is better offensively and more effective on offense when he is working off ball, cutting baseline, making dive cuts, getting offensive rebounds. This offense and defense would be something to behold of, and the Heat might damn beat the 73-9 record of the Warriors. I'm just kidding. I'm bullshitting you there. But they would win 60-plus games, in my opinion. And then I want to tie it all back to this guy right here. The reason why he said what he said is because he is scared to death that if the Heat acquire Damian Lillard, they are going to win the title, win the championship, and put a stamp down on those shitty Boston Celtics and eliminate their chances of winning the NBA title. And I get it. I really do. Because if I was a Celtics fan, I would be scared of Dame joining the 305. When you think of the battles between the Heat and Celtics over the past 4 seasons, the Heat have the edge, right? Like, they met in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 seasons, and the Heat have a 2-1 advantage in those series. And now you're adding Damian Lillard to Eric Spoelstra, Jimmy, and Bam? Like, that team's going to absolutely dominate and continue to get to the highest level in those playoffs and win the NBA Finals. That's going to do it for today's video. I appreciate anyone who stayed throughout the entire video, and that is why I love you, and I want you guys to subscribe because we're only bringing you more Heat content leading up to the regular season. So join us here at the Heat Report because we're going to hopefully be doing watch parties during the season too, but I'm only able to do that if you guys subscribe.